Good evening, audience. I'm coming to you again today on my video, and today my topic is going to be about wake up. I'm gonna do a little statistics on the percentages of the male black population versus the incarceration rate that we fill the prisons up. And I'm also going to touch a little bit today on the election, because today is election day, and a little information on one of the candidates. I mean, you vote how you want to vote, but I'm just coming to you and giving you a little information on one of the candidates. But the statistics today is what I'm basically dealing with, because in any problem you always have to go to the root of the problem. So I did a little research, and I come to find out that it's a very strenuous, also ludicrous prison system that we living in today. And the prison system is so corrupt until it's really in Georgia now. It's staggering the percentage of what's going on with the black men in Georgia. Now, as a whole, being an African American man, woman, and child, we only make up 13.6% of the United States population. But we fill the prisons up in population, for a population per capita in Georgia, like 31.57%. And like I said, these statistics are staggering, and you got to understand what going on as far as why so many black men ended up in prison. Not just all over the world, but today specifically in Georgia. It says Georgia has an incarceration rate of 968 per 100,000 people, including prisons, jails, immigration detention, and juvenile facilities, meaning that it locks up a higher percentage of its people than any democracy on earth. That's a mind-blowing to me, because just in Georgia, they supersede more people, black men in prison, than any democracy on earth. And that should be staggering and make you look at the situation and start paying attention to what's going on. That's why I'm going to touch a little bit of basis on the election today and what one of the candidates is striving for. In Georgia, you got 102,000 people behind bars. You got 54,000 in state prisons. You got 39,000 in local jails. 39,000 people in local jails in Georgia, which you have 159 counties in the state of Georgia. You got 7,900 in federal prisons, and you got 1,100 in the youth detentions, and 400 in involuntary commitment, whatever that means. So, internationally, versus United States and Georgia alone, Georgia got 968 people per 100,000 capital of incarcerated black men, compared to the whole United States with 664 black men incarcerated in the whole of the United States. Georgia over exceeds that by at least over 300 more people just in Georgia that's locked up per capita. Georgia was founded on democracy that was always suited for a penal colony. It was founded by a dude named James Oglethorpe and his trustees in London under the rule of King George II. It was established, and it's unsure. They don't want to stick the penal colony on it, but it was expressly built on the theory of work release. which is prison. You feel what I'm saying? And this whole state was founded on prisons and not freeing slaves and, you know, working for free. Now the Georgia population, I'm gonna keep this in Georgia because this is what I'm talking about today. And like I said, it has a lot to do with prison. But like I said, I'm gonna take you to the root of the situation, as far as you can understand what's going on in the Georgia prison system. The Georgia population, we had 10.8 million, and most of those people living in Atlanta. That's a 6 million. You got 6 million people in Atlanta, so you just spread out over the other counties is 4 million, roughly 5 million more people. Atlanta got the majority of the people living there. So if the Georgia population 10.8 million, 31.57% are black, 57.25% are white, and 4.13% are Asian. That's in the Georgia population. But in the prison system, we 80 and 85%. So therefore, you should understand the ramifications behind black men in Georgia and in these prisons, which has a lot to do with my situation. I'm an individual that was incarcerated for over 29 years of my life in the Georgia prison system, and I'm a firm believer that these statistics was always there, and I felt it because I was in the prison system myself, and I know what was going on as far as the institution of what they say prisons are in Georgia. Georgia is a very prison state. The rate of 968 people per 100,000 capital times 10, which is 1 million. That's 9,680 people that's locked up per every million people in Georgia, the state of Georgia. So therefore, by the 10.8 million, you got 96,800 people incarcerated in Georgia right now. That's ridiculous. And I'm coming to you today and I'm telling you to be conscious of decisions that you make, because I'm trying to educate you on why the situation it is like it is and the way it is today. The election. I don't want to get into too much of the politics, but one of the candidates, Herschel Walker, I can say this being 1,000, that this dude is a real Uncle Tom. And I can say this as far as the people that are backing him up, you can see what these people values and their morals are. Because also Herschel Walker, he invested in prison. He got a chicken farm that is supposed to be a rehabilitation for people that's getting out of prison, but they don't pay these dudes. He getting free labor from this chicken plant that he keeps saying that he's a part of and he owns. So now, to me, he's a real Uncle Tom. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell nobody how to vote, and I ain't on no political basis. I mean, on the platform, I'm on political prison. But I mean, this is a situation that you really got to weigh, and you can't really say nothing about people unless you got facts about them. So I suggest that you go online and look up some of the things that this man is involved in as far as trying to be get in the Senate in Georgia, because it's going to be real hard for the guys that's in prison, who I am advocating for right now, and myself. And I feel like that you got to make some conscious decisions on how this race thing going today versus what's going on in the whole world, because we in Georgia, and it really comes down to these two candidates for who gonna control the Senate. And like I said, this ain't no political basis. And getting back to my my topic is called Wake Up. We have to wake up to what's going on in Georgia today, as far as the prison system concerned. And one thing I always understood is that when you lay out traps for black men to be incarcerated, you got to understand the ramifications behind it and why these traps are set. It's a quota that they got to meet. First of all, how can you tell from a person 18 to 25 or be incarcerated by the year 2015 if you ain't set the traps out there? Well, I want the black brothers to understand, the young youth, is be conscious of what's going on in the situation that's going on out here in these Georgia streets, man. You know what I'm saying? I was once out there in the Georgia streets doing whatever I thought I could do and get away with. And I understand that the mentality of our black youth, sometimes it ain't always about trying to survive. It's about thriving. And first of all, the element that I feel like a lot of the young youth have left out is God. I know this ain't no religious program, and I know that I'm not speaking on, nobody religion or nothing like that, but I also want you to know that a person that don't have something to live for or die for anything. You know what I'm saying? You got to, if you meet a person and they don't got nothing that they believe in, God done been took away out of the situation so bad that people don't even believe in God no more. And I think that's the first thing that we have to do as far as regaining our youth back. We got to start back getting back to understanding and acknowledging God for who He is. That's what got me over the hump a lot of times, when I really sat down and I got inside myself and I understood the situation, what was going on in my life as far as being in prison for 29 years. I had to get down on my knees and ask God to help me. And I feel like that'll bring a lot of our situation back once everybody, or the majority of people, start understanding where their help comes from. And I ain't gonna preach or nothing like that, but I'm just showing you today about waking up your conscious mind and understanding where you at in this life. It's all over the world, especially in the United States. But like I said, I'm specifically coming from Georgia, and I pray that the message reach everybody. But this is the first time that I, as an individual, I'm coming from Georgia on educating the people about prison. You got people coming from New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Chicago, and these people are all telling stories about their prisons situations and how it pertains to life that they being on the outside. I never heard anybody come from Georgia. And being that I was in one of the roughest prisons in the state of Georgia and I survived it, I have experience of everything that I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? I done lived it, I done experienced it, and I understand what's going on as a whole. I'm looking at the whole picture now, what I'm trying to get the viewers to understand too. I want y'all to start opening up y'all mind, because these individuals, the powers that be, that's coming to us, and they shooting us all kind of different theories and stories about what's going on. You got somebody right here who can tell you the truth about the whole situation. So like I said, when y'all go out and vote today, make sure y'all have a conscious mind of the candidates that y'all voting for. Like I said, I say it again, I know a lot about Herschel Walker. I done researched it. I'm not saying anything that's unbecoming of his character or what he done in the past. But if you take a real good look at this dude, you'll understand what type of platform he's standing on. And we trying to free these brothers that done did 30 and 40 years in the Georgia prison system and working for free in the labor force and whatever, because Georgia is one of the only states in the United States Constitution that don't pay prisoners for working. So be conscious of the people that you are going in there and vote for today. And thank you for letting me share a little bit of knowledge about the statistics. And you can go research for yourself and see the root of the problem of what's going on in these state prisons in Georgia, and be conscious of it. You know what I'm saying? Let your young brothers know what's going on about this situation and how these traps are laid out for these young brothers and the people that's already been locked up for numerous amount of years, 20 and 30 and 40 years, and try to understand where all of it started from. The history of it already was built for us for our downfall. So don't let's keep staying in the same mode. Let us try to move forward and understand what's really going on in these Georgia prisons, man, in the state of Georgia as a whole. So be conscious of that, man. And keep God first. And I thank y'all for y'all time today. My podcast really went on this subject today, but like I said, it's a special day of election, and I want people to really understand what they getting themselves into and what they're getting themselves into for their loved ones, for the ones that are incarcerated, even for the ones that are heading this way. So y'all be cool, man, and peace. Like I said, keep God first, man, and I'll see y'all on my next podcast. Y'all have a nice day.